Ridge has no real authority to convince Taylor to stay in town, especially when he is in a relationship with Brooke. Ridge's decision to side with Taylor over respecting Brooke has thrown their lives into turmoil. Brooke has repeatedly warned Ridge about Taylor, but he continues to ignore her concerns in order to try to help his ex-wife. This raises the question of whether Ridge is being drawn into a psychological game that Taylor is playing. If Taylor doesn't want the kids to know what's going on with her, she needs to deal with this on her own without relying on Ridge. Keeping her health a secret not only hurts Ridge, but also complicates the situation when people eventually find out the truth. Taylor claims that she is not after Ridge, but from her actions, viewers can see that the opposite is true. She constantly reaches out to Ridge, asking for help and sharing her health concerns. If she really didn't want to get back together with him, why would she approach him in this situation when he's with another woman? Taylor seems to be trying to maintain a connection with Ridge, despite knowing full well that he belongs to Brooke. This begs the question, does Taylor know exactly what she's doing? Or is she playing a dangerous game, drawing Ridge into feelings she hasn't fully let go of? The inconsistency between Taylor's words and actions makes it impossible not to question her true motives. Meanwhile, Brooke begins to wonder if she made a mistake in trusting Taylor, having initially tried to brush aside her doubts and give Taylor a chance. But now she's faced with the fact that she may have been naive. Brooke's trust in Taylor seems to be betraying her, and this has led to Brooke's growing anger. The climax of things comes when Brooke decides not to stand idly by. Instead of letting Taylor continue to influence her relationship, Brooke decides to confront her directly. She goes to Taylor, asking her to leave town. Brooke's request is not only a warning, but also a clear threat. If Taylor does not leave, she will face worse consequences, even death. This threat leaves Taylor bewildered, but instead of feeling truly afraid, she chooses to confront Brooke. Taylor does not believe that Brooke is capable of murder, but that does not stop her from provoking Brooke further. Instead of leaving town, Taylor decides to stand her ground and face Brooke's challenge. This only escalates the situation, as the two women lose their restraint. Brooke, determined to protect her relationship with Ridge, may be pushed into a situation she did not expect. As for Taylor, is she pushing herself into a fight she cannot win? Brooke's worst nightmare is coming as she goes deeper into self-destruction. Despite having struggled with alcoholism many times in the past, this time, Brooke seems to be completely out of control. Despite knowing the terrible consequences that alcohol brings, she still cannot resist the cravings, leading to more reckless and dangerous actions than ever. This is not just a temporary crisis, but a sign that Brooke is sinking deeper into her own darkness. This alcoholism not only affects Brooke's psychology, but also leads her to scary behaviors, in a drunken state with a mind that is no longer clear. Brooke acts dangerously and unpredictable. She decides to seek out Taylor, who she believes is the cause of all the trouble in her life. In a drunken state, Brooke is no longer herself, and that makes her willing to do anything to protect herself, even kill. Standing in front of Taylor, Brooke did not hesitate to hold a gun and threaten the life of her longtime enemy. The Bold and the Beautiful showed its boldness when letting Brooke go deeper into the path of crime. In the end, Taylor died, but not from illness as everyone had feared. Taylor was removed from the game in a sudden and dramatic way. Taylor's departure was not only a shock, but also a strong statement from the producers about how far they were willing to push the plot. After Taylor collapsed, everything became more chaotic than ever. Instead of facing the consequences of her actions, Brooke decided to run away. This escape was not only an expression of fear, but also a sign that Brooke had completely lost her direction in life. From a strong, confident woman, Brooke now had to run away from everything: the law, responsibility, and herself. Brooke's escape from LA town will certainly not be smooth. The police quickly get involved, and with the evidence left behind, especially Brooke's fingerprints on the gun, it is not difficult for them to find the main suspect. Can Brooke escape the law, or will she be arrested and face a severe sentence? Or will Brooke wait for things to calm down, then quietly return to town as if nothing happened? Either way, running away will only make things more complicated and difficult for Brooke. Meanwhile, Ridge will face the biggest shock of his life when he learns that his wife is involved in Taylor's death. The relationship between Ridge and Taylor has always had a bond between them. Ridge never thought that the ambiguity and unrequited feelings between him and Taylor could push things to this point. Brooke, with her intense love and jealousy, was blinded by negative emotions. How will Ridge feel when he learns that his own indecision indirectly led to this tragedy? The confrontation between Brooke and Taylor is the dramatic highlight of this story, and Taylor's death will certainly have far-reaching consequences. Ridge will not only have to deal with the loss of Taylor, but also question whether he is partially responsible for her death. Will he protect Brooke or turn her over to the law? How will the story unfold as Ridge confronts this brutal truth? Taylor's end marks a tumultuous new chapter for the bold and the beautiful. With Brooke at the center of a murder investigation, her future is not only threatened by the law, but also by her fractious relationship with Ridge. The situation has viewers on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what Brooke will do next to protect herself from total destruction.